Hey guys, so I'm here, I'm back, and yeah, I'm alive. So, first off, we have Buddy Fight Battle Royale. So, in Japan, I don't know if Bushi is directly responsible for this. I'm assuming based on the wording from Freedom Duo. But yeah, we have Buddy Fight Battle Royale now. So, grab 3 more of your friends and follow these rules and play Buddy Fight Battle Royale. You can form alliances for whatever the reason or just try and kill everyone. I don't know. This is a thing that actually happened. So yeah, if you want to try it out, it seems like an absolute cluster to say the least, but it does seem like a decent amount of fun. So yeah, you can try it out if you want, but yeah, Buddy Fight Royale is a thing. Anyways, let's cover some real stuff. There's a lot of stuff actually to talk about. I forgot to open it up, but here on Freedom Duo, they actually had it up. It was from a Chinese website that was actually listing this stuff. We actually have set 5. So if I can open up Buddy Spoiler right here, give me a second. Here it is, all the way down here. So we basically have this tentative title because it's not like confirmed. Okay, the name isn't confirmed, but we know the set info and stuff like that. So from the manga, we basically have Yuga and his rival right here, who is actually Alec. We also have Kei, who we've already had images from in Korokoro. Basically, Alec is the Legend World user who we're actually getting a trial deck for. So Legend World is getting a trial deck. It's also going to get some good reprints as well, which is really awesome. And so yeah, we're getting set 5. It doesn't look like Lost World is in this, and seeing dual cards also intrigues me as well. So we're going to see how that goes. Dark Striker World is included, so I don't know if Curse Striking is going to get anything. I'm assuming K is the player for Dark Striker World. Again, I haven't read any of the Japanese manga at all. But yeah, that's a pretty big thing as well. So I'm definitely loving K's design. It looks like it's something like Middle Eastern, Europe, I don't really know, but it looks really cool. And yeah, I guess he's like Yuga's new rival. I don't know what happened to Subaru and Masato. They're doing their own thing, but anyways, that's pretty much it for that. Another thing I want to talk about is this. So I was basically looking at it, and on Discord, I actually made the misconception of saying that there was going to be continuations of the Buddy Fight episodes, but apparently this was only for the Japanese, and basically past episode 44, it's basically only Japanese exclusive for the Ace episodes, and there's actually nothing currently for the English. It's actually been uploading, they're basically recap episodes, and there are some cameos of the new cards, like Yuga opens up a pack, he gets the new Dragon Knight Garga, but besides that, there are actually new episodes. So basically, someone pointed this out on the spoiler site. There's actually basically it's the Chinese version of YouTube here, and someone's actually re-uploaded from the Korokoro channel the episode 44 and 45. They're basically just recaps of the entire season, and apparently it's even going up to 47, I believe, due to retweets. Here it's saying it's going all the way up to 47. The dates are really weird. I don't know if this is season 2. I'm honestly not too sure. But again, it's going by the Korokoro channel, and besides that, I'm honestly not too sure. So if anybody does know, I haven't looked too deep into it with the Japanese website. All I know is that they're still uploading recap episodes or extra Buddy Fight Ace episodes on the Korokoro channel. So I'll link this if you guys want to watch it, but there's no English subtitles, so yeah. Ace Anime isn't dead. It's actually technically still going in Japan, even though they are recap episodes, if you do take a look. But anyways, moving on from that, we got reveals for Thunder Empire and Chaos, and these are exciting for 2 reasons. Number 1, Gear God, and number 2, we got new night items, and also these flags. So a lot of stuff to talk about. Where do I even start? Okay. We have the Super Clash cards, so Super Clash Bots and Gao, basically getting you more cards into Drop Zone and getting you free life and gauge and draw, which is just, this card is really good. There isn't really much to say. It's just a really, really good card. You have the Chaos one on the other hand, which isn't as great. I don't want to say it's bad because it isn't. The first effect is pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie, but the second effect is pretty nice, being able to call the Chaos monster from drop at counter speed, especially when loyalty's a thing, because, you know, loyalty's only for 1 turn, thankfully, and not 2 turns, because then the Buddy Fight would just be broken at that point. But anyways, Super Clash Gear God on Wisdom is a nice card. We also got reprints for Daryl Burke and Saphir here, as you can see, and we have finally get a new Chibi Panda, another one. So, this Chibi Panda is just godlike. It's incredible. You enter the field, you just drop a hand card, and you just search for whatever you want, basically. Basically, whatever pieces you need. So any Thunder Empire item, which is whatever. Just a reminder, Dragonificator Gao is not an item, it's a size 1. And of course, you can search for any monster with bots, so it can be ball bots, just any bots, pretty much. Any card that has bots in its name. And also has a special ability to put itself in the drop zone on the field and keep Thunder Empire, which is really, really good. And also has move. So you're basically just having him just for the search, but other than that, he's pretty good. We have Thunder Emperor Warlord BattleBots Draco Royale, so new card. And check out that Overthrow. Call Thunder Empire monster from your deck by paying its call cost, shuffle your deck. Then for this game, cards on your field get power plus 10,000 and critical plus 1. Yeah, you heard me right. For this game. So people, honestly, it's not that great of an effect when you think about it. It's good, but it's not broken. And I don't think it's going to make Thunder Empire like top tier anytime soon. But don't get me wrong, Thunder Empire you do not want to underestimate. It's got Penetrate, Triple Attack, and of course it's got the usual immunity for bots. Can't be destroyed, cannot be rusted, you know, the usual Overthrow bots thing. It does have to put Thunder Emperor field in the drop number 2 gauge, but sometimes I guess that can help with getting cards into drop. We also have a new Jack, which they've currently put as overkill in the name due to the kanji, the Japanese wording. But anyways, put this card on top of your monster in your field, pay 1 gauge, the card in the soul in the field. Basically prevents soul drop, and with the Overturn, you can basically during either player's attack phase drop a hand card and then search for a Jack from your deck and call it without paying call cost on top, which is really good. So you're basically setting up and searching anything. It's not an Overthrow, so you can't use Overturn Jackknife's effect because obviously it's only 1 Overturn per game, but it is still a pretty nice card, and being able to consistently get out any Jack without any form of basically counterplay from your opponent because they can't counter Overturn is really good. And of course, because it's during either player's attack phase, you can do it on theirs or the turn that they decide not to have loyalty. Sorry, decide not to cast loyalty. If that makes any sense. And of course, you have Galaxy Wing and a ton of other effects that just let you counter call Jack. So it's a good card. You also have Sylph, interesting card. You can put any number of monsters field in the soul and pay 2 gauge for call cost. Counter call from hand, so of course you're paying that call cost. And then drop the pen. If there are 10 or more cards in your drop zone, this card gets power plus 15,000 and power defense plus 15,000 and critical plus 2 with triple attack soul guard. So 1k defense, whatever. But I mean, with that buff, you can get some pretty nice stats. And also, if they try to nuke your field or do anything of that kind of sorts, then you can just counteract all this in response and use your soul guard to stay on the field. And of course, you also have Chaos Drain as well. But it's basically for very specific scenarios. But I mean, it's still really nice, especially because you get 3 crit triple attack. And yeah, being able to just stack monsters in the soul and then using other cards like Super Clash and other stuff that fill up your field is just good. Anyways, this item is also insane as well. 2 life, this card in field cannot be destroyed, returned hand by opponent's card effect, 6/2. It's basically your combination of all the weapons of bots, battle, and drum, in case you can't tell from the artwork. There's a monster in bots in its card in your field, reduce the size of monsters with Battle Dragon or Drum in its card in your field. So of course we got a new Battle Dragon or Drum as well, so you can counter call those. Sorry, not counter call those. Use Overthrow to call those out. And of course you use Overthrow or Overturn this fight. This card gets triple attacks, so free triple attack, 2 life, and the item can't be touched. It's basically Draco Memoria in an item, and also has immunity, and it gets triple attack. So I mean, I don't really need to say this card is good because it's good. Anyways, moving on, we have Idol Master, Cinderella's Theater, and we also have Bang Dream as well that are getting their own decks in Buddy Fight. So those are the crossover sets, in case you don't know, Ultimate Set 2 and 3. So this card right here, I think if your turn, if there's a Buddy Monster, Buddy on your field, you get a life, draw a card, top card deck, face down into your Buddy zone. So I don't know if, yeah, a lot of face down stuff happening. First with curses, now with Idol Master. But anyways, Buddy on your field, you got power plus 2k. And defense 2 plus 2k for each face down card in your Buddy zone. So if you're stacking a lot of those effects, then yeah, you can get quite the buffs. So definitely an interesting effect, focusing on your Buddy, and I'm assuming they're going to have some kind of concept that focuses around making all cards your Buddy or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, moving on, we've got Bang Dream, Girls Band Pack. I can't even say the whole thing of the flag. Anyways, you can use Bang Dream cards, and of course you have the classic 6 hand cards, 2 gauge, because they haven't changed it or specified on the flag. And again, you may use Bang Dream cards. You only put cards up to a total size of 5 on your field now, opposed to the usual 3. And of course, you get Chaos Territory on your left and right. You can put 1 or more Bang Dream, Girls, Barty, Pico character on your left and right. So you basically have 5 monsters on your field, 2 on your left, 2 on your left, 2 on your left, 2 on your right, and 1 on your center. I don't know what's up with me today. It's just, yeah, okay. Anyways, moving on, we have Buddy Trust. Now, when I saw this card, I kind of had to question if Bushiroad was trolling, because Conan is coming out, and in case you haven't been keeping up with Conan or Buddy Fight, Conan is pretty crazy in Japan, specifically Black Organization, and this card basically screws back Organization completely. Like, the second effect for this turn, monster in the field cannot be returned to hand, but that includes your field as well. But I hate how this just shuts down decks completely. Like, it's not limiting them like with loyalty. It's just, no, you can't return monster back to your hand. So any of your paying your call cost that would do that, so rip Conan. Conan just can't do anything. Like, you cast this at the start of their main phase, they're like, oh well, I guess I can't call Kudo Shinchi this turn. I guess I can't, one gauge return back, and yeah, that really hurts. It also has the second effect of for this turn, damage dealt by your opponent's monster effects is reduced by 2. That is very specific, and you're not using this thing against Athora because they have the new Athora with Overthrow. But yeah, Buddy Trust, I don't know, Bushy back at it again. There's a lot of other cards to go over. This also screws Black Organization as well. It's like basically Biggest Dragon Arms 2.0 for Chaos, and for Neo Dragons as well. You get a free pop at start of attack phase, and all monsters again on each phase field cannot be returned to hand. So yeah, that also gives Gear God protection as well if you chuck this into his soul, because he can't be bounced, he can't be destroyed. He has bounce from this and then destruction immediately from the flag. So yeah. You also have this shield right here, Warlord Dragon Shield, so just basically making damage 1 because you're using Overturn Overthrow every single game. You also have this interesting card, Chaos Vent Glacier. You can keep it on field, 2 Regina size 3, gets triple attack, and 3 crit, so pretty interesting. And again, it will leave by your opponent's cards, so assuming the English for this doesn't change, it's just whenever it would leave the field. It doesn't say effects, so I'm assuming that this works with Godpunks. Moving on, we have this Black Regalo. I just want to point out that this card also does specify a monster, which kind of sucks. But again, pop a card, pop Black Dragon monster, gauge 3, gain 3 life if you have a set. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad, I guess. I don't really think Black Dragons wanted that, but I mean, I guess they'll take it. Dynamite Kai, it's just Dual Yaker being a meme again. This doesn't really solve Dragon Chief Emperor's problems, and like, I mean, it's nice, it's a cool meme, but I mean, it's not doing anything anytime soon. But hey, you can just keep hitting your opponent. Your cards attack 3 or more times, you got Dynamite, you just call this thing and hit him again. Bam. So yeah, Dragon Chief Emperor is still a meme. You also have Gonjin Maru, which is pretty cool, getting its own overturn. I thought it would get an overthrow so you could use it with Tsuke Kage, but I guess not. Anyways, when you cast a spell for this turn, it gets triple attack and counter attack, which is really good, and the classic call cost with move and soul guard. I still like the other size 2 Gonjin Maru for the counter call, but I mean, this one I guess isn't that bad, but I mean, attack through center, critical +1, yeah, I guess. It doesn't seem like anything too great. I mean, like, the crit +1 is good, but I don't think it's enough for ninjas, is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, we got a lot of cards. Auto Deity Army is actually alive, so this card is viewed by card effects. It just gets double attack, and then you basically gauge, gain 2 life, draw a card if you fill the requirements when it attacks. It doesn't even specify Auto Deity Army, it's just Chaos, and that can include your Infinity of the Chaos, because it actually counts as a card in your field with its effect, any items or just whatever. So yeah, Chaos Saphir is just really good. Auto Deity Dragon Bots, we got another one, and he's pretty insane. 2 gauge, all Auto Deity Army field cannot be destroyed, and their boost cannot be nullified by your opponent's card effects. So I mean, it's just good. Overkill, pay life, drop a hand card during your final phase, stand on Chaos in your field, just on Chaos in your field, get critical +1, and attack, and you get another attack phase. So you're basically hitting your opponent hard again, and you can also pair this up with any start of attack phase effects, for example, with Vanguard Gear God, who we haven't got to yet. And yeah, basically just keep calling over and over at the start of your attack phase. Moving on, we got the night items. We got another trio again. I think this is what, like the 3rd, 4th time we had Bestia and Tiger. We had what's his name, Lance and Shield, Sword and Shield, and now we have another Sword and Shield. I think this is the 3rd time. Anyways, we're getting another version. So 2 life, night items to your field cannot be destroyed by most card effects. Thunder Sword, Kitano's Edge equipped, damage check other than by your card effects are reduced by 2, and all MC field get power +1000 double attack. So yeah, and this thing is also popping cards, and you get free life and damage. So yeah, it doesn't require you to destroy a card in your opponent's field for the rest of the stuff to resolve, which is really nice. But yeah, so it's not like if you do blah 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 blah, because I made that mistake with the Trachea gun. But yeah, it's just really good. So basically, you pair this up with this, and you've got a 20,000 power item, which is insane for a knight. So yeah, I mean, not really much else to say besides that. Okay, Jump battle. Let's look at Gear God real quick first. Okay, I know I repeated myself there. Vanguard of Chaos, Gear God version 0, size 90 monster. So, I mean, it still fits with all your other size 3, so why do you care? 70,000 power, critical 3, 7,000 defense. So 3 gauge to call, a little bit more pricey than usual Gear God. Start of each player's attack phase, call up to 1 size 3 or lower Chaos monster from your hand or drop one without paying its call cost. Just to keep that in mind. Chaos Train, if you leave the field, so getting dropped, returned, whatever, it just stays on the field. And Overkill Reboot, drop a hand card during your attack opponent's turn. Nullify attack, then your opponent's card attack 4 more times in the turn. And we actually have double attack this time for Gear God. So, I mean, Overkill Reboot is really good. It's just a free end your turn, so you're not getting final phase, you're not getting anything, and you don't get any timing because you can't respond to Overkill Reboot. So it's basically just, bam, your turn's over, it's my turn now. Now I'm thinking of like some stupid meme. Anyways, basically, Overkill Reboot's your good defense option. Overkill Bots is your kill your opponent option. So, yeah. Chaos got some really, really good stuff. Okay, back to Ball and Drum. So, basically, I added this new thing where you basically have an act for Ball and Drum where you can choose another world and it gets it, which is pretty nice for Thunder Empire, but that really does nothing for, I guess, their original decks. I mean, this battle isn't doing anything in a Battle Soleil deck or in a Impact Sun Dragon deck, and Drum doesn't really have his own deck at this point, and he doesn't really support Fifth Omnis. Anyways, moving on, so you can choose either Darkness Dragon World, Destroy Dragon World, and it gets that world. And during attack phase, you can choose a card in opponent's field, bounce it to hand. If you do stand the card with Penetrate. So with bots' Overthrow, you're getting plus 10 to, so it's at 15,000 power and 3 critical, which is really nice. And of course, you're bouncing it back, so Bao's now a Boomerang Dragon. So yeah. You can actually have all 3 on field now because of the item. Thunder Emperor Armed Dragon, Drum Bunker Dragon. So 2 cards from drop into soul, so the call cost is really free. You choose Magic World, Danger World, or even Hero World, and it gets that world. And when your opponent's card attacks, you can target attack this card, double attack and soul guard. Honestly, really like this Drum, just because his call cost is really free, and he's a redirector, which is really great against certain decks, for example, Max Dragons. And just, I mean, you have to destroy him 3 times. So that's really good. And you have any card like Black Sandcastle, he can't be returned. I mean, Thunder Empire don't really have a flat-out immunity cards for everything. Card for immunity for everything. But I mean, this Drum is just, I don't know. I really like it, the design and the effects. So yeah, it's really nice. And of course, we can't get away with not getting a new Prism Dragon. So Thunder Sky Crystal Dragon Aldo Athora, 929. Athora has ascended. You thought Athora couldn't get worse? Well, it's happened. I don't know how Bushi has somehow memed Prism Dragons to yet another extent. They're not top meta. They're not going to be after this, but I'm scared of Prism Dragons. I don't want to fight them. 3 gauge and put the top 2 cards back into soul. This card in the field cannot be destroyed, cannot be dealt damage by card effects, usual Athora stuff. I mean, hey, you can still bounce them, I guess, if they don't have Mirror Valley, but whatever. Overthrow, pay 2 life during your opponent's turn, call to 1 Prism Dragon monster with Athora and its card in your hand or drop on top of this card without paying its call cost. Then for this game, damage your opponent takes by your card effects cannot be reduced with Penetrate, Double Attack, and Soul Guard. That is really scary for several reasons, because first off, using their Overthrow, assuming you haven't destroyed haven't gotten rid of Athora's soul at all. The Thor that's then called is going to have 3 souls, and any other thing that they call on top of it to evolve is just going to be giving them more souls. And plus they have the new Nullify card, which gives them anti-soul drop and gives them free life and draw. And yeah, Prism Dragons are, they're scary now, is what I'm trying to say. They're annoying. I don't know what even to say at this point. Prism Dragons, I felt like, have always been hated in buddy fights, or at least I didn't like them. Because for the fact that at least bots was only during turn, but Athora introduced this new thing where it's just like, oh, you can't do anything to my field. You get that any for destruction cards? I don't care. And I mean, sure, before you could pop their item and then get rid of Athora, but I mean, that's not happening anytime soon. Sorry, that's not what I'm basically trying to say is that it was hard. And Athora introduced a new thing into buddy fight with X, because you know how everyone loves X. And basically it was just like, oh, you can't do this anymore. This deck just is immune to all that. And yeah, I mean, I could rant about Prism Dragons for days. Let's just move on. I'm probably saying some gibberish and you probably aren't understanding. You're saying like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, which you're probably right. But anyways, moving on. Dual Dragons. That's not a... Yeah, Dual Dragons. That's a thing that exists. So Golden Bullet, Thwack Drill. Direct Drill is back, man. If you're equipped in the item, resizes this card in the field by 1, so it becomes a size 0. So attacks, there are 3 different world items for this turn. This card gets power plus 2000 and double attack. I don't know, meme with this thing and call it with Bots' Overthrow, I don't know. Whatever. Moving on, we have Gastro Gardra. This card actually intrigued me, but Garga, thank goodness, in Dragon World does not have a drop card effect. Or else this card would be really dumb. Anyways, 1 gauge top card deck and soul. With card attacks, you may drop a hand card if you do draw a card. Then this strike on your field, draw a card with move and soul guard. So I mean, if there was, let's say, like a Valkyrie for Deity Dragon Tribe, which I hope never ever happens, then this could become potentially a draw 3. But I mean, that's not happening. So let's move on. Genesis Dragons, aka Primordials, before actually got a new card. I still don't even know if this guy, I'm assuming his name is Hikaru or whatever, is going to appear in the Ace manga or anime. I have no clue. Anyways, you put this card in the soul of a Genesis Dragon in your field, and basically the abilities can't be nullified, and all cards basically get ability protection. This card in the soul of a Genesis Dragon, pay gauge to do next time a guard destroy remains in the field, so really good for your size 3s, or if you're playing for this, which you probably should be, can basically allow you just keep your dragon on the field. I still don't like how it's not if it would leave field, so like I get Genesis, the head still has anti-soul drop, but it's, if you get rid of their sets, they're still vulnerable. Genesis Dragons are still on the side. They're not great, but they're not bad. They're kind of just there. Anyways, Rhino Golem, good redirector, gets you free draws. Not much to say. Deathblade Caster, it's really weird how it's in the form of a monster, but it's basically like, okay, well, your cards can't stand for whatever the reason. It's only once per turn anyways, so I don't know. This card, I don't know. On paper, it seems really, really broken. I don't want to say broken. It seems really, really solid, because it is. But I mean, 4-1, 1 gauge, 1 life, can attack through center. This card field cannot be destroyed or turned hand by opponent's card effect, so free immunity. And if you would call an Oni Assassin monster, reduce the gauge, reduce call cost by 1. So you're basically never getting rid of this item. And they just get reduced 1 cost for basically the entire game. So I mean, they also have a searcher for this too, so I don't know, it's just good. Chaos Wall, they basically got their free gauge life draw card, and for some reason this spell can't be nullified because reasons, I don't know. We also have this, actually, funny story. When this card first came out, the scan, people were freaking out because they thought it was a draw 4. I just have to say that was hilarious. But anyways, Mercenary's Pride Dragon Golem, play card from drop zone, pay 1 gauge, all dual golem in your field get critical +1. Do go on your field destroy, you gain a life, then if it's during your turn, draw a card and stand this card with move, penetrate, soul guard. So of course using the overkill before this, so this thing is going to be at 6 crit. And the fact that basically every time, okay, well, excluding your item, every time you're attacking, you're restanding this card is pretty insane. I mean, dual golems are still a meme, but yeah, that life gain is really nice. Anyways, moving on, we have Chaos Ursinius. This card, I want to say, is broken, but at the same time, I know there's someone who's watching this video and being like, it's not broken, it's perfectly balanced, and I'm like, yeah, it is, but it's still good. Anyways, call cost, put up to 2 plague from your drop zone card, soul, and pay 2 each. There are 3 or more spells in the soul of plague on your field. Resize this card in your field by 3, so that's pretty much always going to be happening. And I mean, there you go, for free soul. Because I mean, you have Infector, and I don't remember if plague have bounce protection. But yeah, this is just a good card. Anyways, you may cast plague spells from this card, still paying the call cost. So it's basically lethal formation / shinobi scrolls for plague, which is good, and double attack and soul guard. So yeah, I mean, it's just a really good support card for plague. Yeah, it's not broken, but it's definitely good. Great Mountain Rogue, Kitabu. Oh, and of course it has soul guard. Just had to point that out, and it's got double attack too, so you can kill annoying things. Anyways, we got a Ibuki. So this Ibuki is really interesting because it's more soul stacking. But I mean, Oni's still deck out, I guess. Okay, wait. Let me rephrase that because that's inaccurate. Oni assassins, when it comes to their problems, and I know someone's gonna say I'm wrong on this because I probably am, and I'm just talking about random stuff at this point. But Oni assassins deck out, and they have decent draw power, and they honestly have good tools. It's just when it comes to, I mean, loyalty's a thing. Okay, let's just go with loyalty. Loyalty screws them over. But this allows you to stack soul, so it's really good. Basically, it's size reduction for all other Oni assassins, so we can stay on the field. And basically, when it attacks, you're just putting Oni assassin to soul with ambush, double attack, soul guard. I don't know where it's going before. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that Oni assassins have problems, and I don't think they're solved. I'm not an Oni Assassin player, so I don't know why I'm talking about this. Anyways, I'm just done at this point. My energy's all gone. I just recorded the, Dry Night opening, and I'm just burned out at this point. Okay, anyways, that's basically it. Oh, by the way, these are cards from the Koro trial deck that they included with the magazine, for those who wanted to know. But anyways, besides that, Conan is coming. Conan is hype. I know Surge and some other people are going to be jumping on that. Also, Glob's got a reprint, which is really nice. I forgot to mention that. And Population Reduction got a reprint. And there's also this funny card for Astros. They got another set. And by the way, you can set more than one of this if you want a meme. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm probably going to be around on Discord. What I'm going to try and promise or work out is either at least one upload or one stream per week. And if you're still watching at this point, you're a legend. I really don't know what else to say at this point. Thank you for saying. But I'm going to go to bed because it's late and I'm tired. Anyways,